How are you doing, guys? Well, this is just a bit of a different video. If you remember the interview that I done with King Irish, the news has came out about him being done for, I won't say the word. I was the only one that took his podcast down straight away. KRN TV, everybody else kept his podcast up, knowing fine well what was going around about him. Now, the ladies involved contact me and says, Decca, listen, this has happened. Straight away, I took the word for it and I took his podcast down. And do you know what? It's always been down and it never has. But people capitalise on that liar. People made money off that liar. People monetised their videos on that liar. When I interviewed that man, when you watch my interview, you see me question him at the end when I say it's down to the viewer to believe if it's true or not. Because I knew he was talking a bit wet about some of the things about being done. But anyways, forget about that. What I want to say is, to the people that kept his podcast up and made money and continued to do interviews with him, hang your heads in shame. And all I want to say is to the victims, I'm glad you now have, well, I'm just glad now you can get on with your life and move forward, because the scumbag is where he belongs. But like I say, and I'm taking no glory from it, but I was the only one, and this is a fact, and probably the girls will back this up. I was the only one that took his podcast down. The rest of them, oh, Big King Irish, you know, he's the man. Let's all interview him. Let's get hundreds and thousands of views. As soon as I was contacted by two women, who I won't name for privacy, as soon as they contacted me and told me what he'd done, the podcast went down straight away and never ever went back up, and it was deleted. And that's all I want to say on the matter. So all I want to say is the people that did capitalise on him and make money off him, you want to hang your heads in shame, because it was going around for a long time of what he'd done. But you continued to interview him. You continued to give him the limelight with his fake gold teeth and his gold chains. And listen, I'll be honest, I was drawn into at the start before all this came out, he was an absolute perfectionist manipulator. He was a jackanory, wasn't he? He was an A-list actor. But I'm not speaking about that. I'm speaking about I was the only one. And this is a fact. If you look back, and the girls will back me up on this, I was the only one that took that man's podcast down. I was the only one. And the ones that kept it up and made money off that scumbag, hang your heads in shame. And that's all I've got to say.